And that's the saddest thing in the world. When you see people that have the tools, but don't know how to use them. And unfortunately, Rabotai, this is not just talking to the people that are secular. This is not just talking to the people that are newly religious. This is not just talking to them. This is also talking to the religious ones among us. The ones that think that they're already perfect and they don't necessarily need to change very much. And sometimes even the ones that watch our shiurim on a regular basis but have hit some type of neutral plateau and they stopped growing or even realizing that they need to grow. Stop reflecting, but instead only focused on projecting. They figured that everything that I say in the shiur has to do with the guy or the girl behind them. Maybe on the side, maybe somebody else that's watching. While for them it's pure entertainment, intellectual stimulation at best. But to change, to improve, no, that's not for me. I'm already doing the best that I can, Rabbi. And the saddest thing in the world is to see people spend so much time becoming the internet police. The internet police. I had to rebuke one of my students in a nice way today, just literally telling him just a few words that I hope he got the message. And I think he's smart enough to get it. Where, every once in a while he sends me these messages. Oh, this rabbi did this, and that website wrote this, and they're doing wrong here, and they're wrong there. And I'm just thinking to myself, I don't have time to read all of these messages. I have hundreds and hundreds of messages, and most of them are real problems. But of course, you have some people send these messages, and they figure that anything that's wrong out there, just go bring it to me, and I'll make a whole shiur about it, and have the headache still go along with it. And really, after I looked at this guy, and I know that this guy learns Torah. He learns Torah. He's not a fool. He's not an ignoramus. He learns Torah. But then I see what's going on. I looked at the last several messages, and I started noticing a pattern here. What's the pattern? Pattern is you're spending too much time on the internet. That's the pattern. You're spending too much time on the internet. The internet is a place for you to go learn Torah. Don't spend any time whatsoever investigating the wicked people of the world and being the internet police and going on fighting campaigns with comments back and forth of who's a heretic and who's not. That is not going to help anyone, especially you. But unfortunately, when a person forgets the purpose of why we're here in the first place, they figure that, you know what? I'm already doing enough, because some of the things that are mentioned in the shiur about Gehenom, where people that violate Shabbat and waste seed and they steal, they don't relate to me. I don't violate Shabbat, I don't waste seed anymore, Baruch Hashem, and I don't steal, and I don't wear a wig. So since none of this stuff relates to me, perhaps I'm good enough. So what happens? They start coasting, they start relaxing, and they start falling without even realizing it. Literally going into a spiritual death without even realizing it. And unfortunately, many times when you want to measure people as far as where they stand spiritually, just look at where HaKadosh Baruch Hu is directing their tzedakah money to. Whether they're even giving tzedakah, whether they have bracha in their money, whether they're able to get chidushim from the Torah that are actual kosher chidushim. Or you see these people literally 3, 4, 5, 7 years, same exact thing. They started, they did a couple of big things, but then after that, I'm enough. Anytime you see yourself not growing and not fighting for growth, you are declining. It's not that you're the same, you're declining, because a Jew only goes up or down, never stays the same. And that's one of the things that we see from these sages, no matter who they were, whether it was the Gaon Vilna, or it was Rabbi Yisrael Misalant, or is anybody else that's out there. When they talk Musar, they're talking to themselves. They're rebuking themselves. And literally, you see people that they're 80 years old, full of Torah, full of Kedusha, but still fighting to get better, still fighting to maintain everything, still fighting to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu to the fullest. And that's what we see with this letter. This letter, Baruch Hashem, is one of those things where you could read it 1,000,000 times and still get more insights from it.